Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special conversation presented by AviNews Asia. Today, we are joined by Dr. Chee Liung Wun, President of the Malaysian Veterinary Medical Association, or MAVMA. We'll be talking about the security of the poultry industry, how Malaysia and the wider region can strengthen resilience, sustainability, and food safety in the years ahead. Welcome, Dr. Chee.
Hi, Jess. So good to see you. Thank you very much for this opportunity to have this interview with you. Yeah.
Thank you. So we go on to the first question. So Dr. Chee, as president of MAFMA, how would you define poultry industry security today? And why is it such an important issue for Malaysia and for the region?
I see that today the poultry industry security is a multifaceted concept. It's not just about keeping the disease out, though that remains the fundamental, but it's more about ensuring the entire poultry value chain is resilient and sustainable. This means that guaranteeing a consistent supply of safe, affordable, and high-quality poultry product for our population. So protecting the economy viability of our farmers and related industries. And obviously safeguarding the public health from zoonotic diseases and doing all this in an environmentally responsible manner. So we must also acknowledge that poultry industry security is still highly vulnerable to global factors. Our resilience on global demand and supply of raw material, as well as supply of parent stock and from key regions like Europe and US, means that, for example, outbreak of a disease such as HPAI, highly pathogenic avian influenza, in those areas can have significant ripple effect, impacted local production and costs. So for nation like Malaysia and the wider region, this is critical because poultry is often the most accessible and affordable protein source, directly impacting food security for millions, and the broader livestock industry, which is worth 34 billion in Malaysia, is
Mhm.
absolutely crucial to the nation food security.
Okay, so Malaysia has made strong progress in food safety and biosecurity, but challenges like disease control, feed costs, and workforce shortages continue to affect producers. So, from your perspective, what are the main vulnerabilities in the industry that still needs to be overcome?
So besides those challenges that you mentioned, I think the other biggest vulnerabilities are, for example, the limited source of parent stock due to country banning policy imposed by our authority,
Mhm.
Department of Veterinary Service. For example, they have lengthy process that take more than 6 months or even sometimes over a year on risk
Mhm.
assessment for countries that had been declared avian influenza free status that
Mhm.
hinder the importation of grandparent stock and parent stock. Ideally, we prefer this risk assessment process should be shortened to, let's say, 2 weeks or for existing GP and PS supplier, and maybe 2 to 3 months for new suppliers, so
Mhm.
that the country banning action by DVS on HPAI positive country could be revoked immediately after declaration of AI-free status by the affected exporting countries with the supporting laboratory result of HPAI-free status from breeding company. Then we look at the policy on free importation of frozen parts that has causing the poor domestic farm price because it's disrupt the local price structure. And this expose the vulnerability to price dumping in the poultry market. Yeah, so this is another one. I think finally the other issue is very often is land issue. For example, the kebenaran merancang, or what we translate as project planning approval imposed by town council.
Right.
This has impacted the sustainability of the poultry farming activities because they can't get approval from the town council due to land, zoning, and other strict requirements imposed by respective government agencies.
Okay, talking about given how closely linked Malaysia's poultry sector is to regional trade, what more can be done through cross-border collaboration to prevent disease incursions and strengthen the overall security of poultry production in Southeast Asia?
For Southeast Asia, regional collaboration is absolutely paramount. Transboundary animal disease don't respect borders, they don't need passport. So neither should our effort to control them. We need to work closely with our ASEAN neighbors on several fronts. First, for example, we need to harmonize biosecurity standard and diagnostic protocol across the region. This ensures consistency in disease detection and control measure. Then we also see the establishment of a robust information sharing platform for real-time disease surveillance data and early warning is very critical. For
Okay.
example, the faster we know the outbreak in our neighboring country, the better
Mm-hmm.
prepared we can be on this regards. So leveraging on global resources like the World Health Organization and the Organization for Animal Health and WAHIS, which is the World Animal Health Information System database, is very crucial.
Can you talk a little bit more about the database, like how it can help?
So the database basically make it compulsory for any country that is a member of
Right.
WOA
Mm-hmm.
if they have this notifiable disease to enter into the system to basically notify WOA that this
Mm.
disease occur in their country. And this would be able to be uh, disseminated to all the other countries in the world.
So this is accessible to the authorities of the certain countries which is experiencing disease outbreaks.
Yes, not just authority,
Mm.
even public. You can just go into the website of
Right.
WOA and you could see all the disease status in
Mm.
globally in all the nations. Yeah.
That's good to know. So going to the next question, balancing sustainability and profitability remains a constant challenge, especially with new regulatory and cost pressures. So how can producers maintain economic strength while upholding animal welfare and responsible farming practices?
Yeah, this is a very crucial balancing act. The perceived conflict between sustainability and affordability must be overcome through efficiency and
Mhm.
innovation. We need to improve production costs by enhancing productivity and increasing production volume,
Mm.
alongside investing in resource efficient technology like precision feeding and waste management. To maintain economic viability while ensuring safe and ethical production, the
Mhm.
industry, I believe, need to focus on efficiency through innovation.
Mm.
Precision farming technology, for example, can significantly reduce input costs while improving animal health. Then I see that we also need to optimize our supply chain to reduce inefficiencies and improve cost effectiveness. From an ethical point of view, a strong commitment to animal welfare standard and judicious use of antibiotic is non-negotiable because this not only meet the consumer expectations but also contribute to healthier flock and safe food. Finally, we need the support of government policy to recognize the long-term benefits of sustainable practices. This could include incentives for adopting green technologies, for example, stable regulatory framework and a mechanism to mitigate the impact of fluctuating input costs, ensuring that producers can invest in ethical and sustainability method without compromising their economic viability.
Okay, so what role do veterinarians and professional bodies like MAVMA play in ensuring the stability, safety, and long-term growth of Malaysia's poultry industry?
So for veterinarian in Malaysia, we have a very high responsibility in ensuring food safety and food security in Malaysia because our profession entrusted us with prescription. So therefore, we need to ensure the good farming practices. For example, the farmers will comply to the withdrawal period, the dosage, and how long they use the medication.
Mhm.
uh, from MAVMA point of view, uh, we also noticed that recently there's a shortage of workforce,
Mm.
especially veterinary in the farm area. Uh,
Mhm.
we believe that this is probably part of the process of urbanization. So with
Right.
urbanization, uh, the new generation of veterinarian are less exposed to
Mm.
farming, yeah,
Mhm.
especially in the outskirt area, and they are more exposed to small animal, for example. So
Mm.
therefore, um, from the association point of view, we need to have, for example, educational and also career talk, sharing and exposing more of this livestock, promoting livestock to the new generation of veterinarian. We also look at some program like mentoring and peer supporting to uh, to ensure that this group of veterinarian that come out, uh, they are more prepared in
Right.
the work of livestock. Uh, Besides that, recently the association also started a program with private consultant
Mhm.
that um, initiated a courses that
Mhm.
is more of something that we learn from other industry, a course that will uh, prepare this veterinarian to be more prepared when they uh, get out of the vet school.
Yep.
Um, yeah. So we see that a lot of vet students, because they are not exposed, sometimes they are not so prepared in the real world. So we partner with some producers and some companies to do this training, and we link this to the HRDF program that the company can use this fund to train their new veterinarian. So these are some of the efforts we use. Besides that, is the association that have public consultation with the authority and all the policies related to uh, food safety and food security, especially on vet prescription point of view.
Great, great. Okay, so finally, what message would you like to share with industry leaders and policymakers about building a secure and future-ready poultry industry that protects both livelihoods and public confidence?
I think one of my message to policymaker and industry leaders is clear securing the future of poultry production in Malaysia requires a holistic, proactive, and collaborative approach. We must shift from reactive measures to a strong emphasis on prevention. So investing significantly in robust biosecurity measures, advanced disease surveillance, and vaccination program. We also need to prioritize investment in research and development to embrace new technologies and sustainable practices. So crucially, we must also invest in human capital development, nurturing the next generation of veterinary professionals and skilled farm managers. And we also need very good collaboration and strong partnership between government, industry, academia, and regional bodies to share knowledge, resources, and best practices. And finally, to balance animal health, food security, and public confidence, we must commit to transparency and open communication by clearly communicating our effort in food safety, animal welfare, and environmental stewardship. We can build and maintain the public trust in our vital industry by doing this. Thank you so much.
I have a bonus question. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about that everybody, all the stakeholders need to come together in a collaborative effort for this. Have you seen any role model countries which has done that around the region?
I think Thailand is doing this pretty well. For example, you see that Thailand, the government is very supportive of the industry. You
Yeah.
can see that whenever there's a livestock trade show, you see a strong delegate of from Thailand that consists not only of industry player but also from the authority and also from academia, that they come together in global meetings like Codex meeting, WOA meeting. They also come together. That shows that already demonstrate the close collaboration. You see that the authority and the industry also come together to design policies for the betterment of the industry, to protect the local industries very well. In terms of trade, in terms of transboundary diseases, yeah. For example, Thailand is exporting to Europe, and they have started this compartmentalization. So this one of the concept that very innovative, because especially a big country, outbreak in one part of the country would not impact the whole country. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is some of the initiative by countries like Thailand, and I see even Indonesia and Vietnam also doing pretty well. The authority really promotes and design policies that facilitate exportation of their products.
And keeping their own food security secure as well.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Chee, for sharing those very, very valuable insights. And thank you for everyone watching. Stay tuned to AviNews Asia for more conversations about the Southeast Asian poultry industry.